Do you think he's confirmed for the World Cup? If you look at form alone, I think Marcus Rashford is certainly up there in terms of wingers who are on form so far this season. 4 goals in the Premier League so far. Yeah. And you know, he's someone that Gareth Southgate would be looking at for the World Cup. Do you think he should be at the World Cup?
I think Rashford will go as part of the England squad. You know, it's a 26-man squad that will go, which is 3 players more than the traditional 23-man squad. I think his performance today with the goal is just a big push on Gareth Southgate. You know, it's another reason why Southgate will take him, in my opinion. Southgate has used Rashford in the past, knows him, trusts him, believes that he can get good performances out of him. Yeah, so for me, Rashford will go.
He can play in a couple of positions as well, which Southgate likes in his squad. He likes the players to be able to play in a number of different positions, so he's adaptable.
How much is it down to good form and how much is it down to loyalty when it comes to England? Because I'm thinking about Raheem Sterling. Does he make that squad? Because he's never really let Southgate down. But if you were to look at form, you wouldn't put Sterling in that list.
No, I think, you know, that's where it's going to be difficult. I think for Southgate, you say Sterling, he's going. He's definitely going because Southgate trusts him. He's never let him down. He was excellent in the Euros for England. He's going to take him. There's certain players that you trust and you believe in, and whatever, maybe that system, the way that he manages, it just works. So, you know, for likes of Rashford, it's in good form. Sterling, not in great form, but he'll be there for England.
Bad news for Jarrod Bowen then?
Potentially, yeah. Bowen's just started to get a bit of form. He scored a couple of goals. He looks back to his best in the sense that he looks fit. He's driving the ball forward. He's cutting inside. He looks dangerous, but I think at the moment it's going to be more of a difficult one for him.
Gary, I don't know how you assess form versus, you know, loyalty.
I think it's a combination, definitely. As a coach, as a manager, you know, you don't have favourites, but you have players who, in the past, have served you really well. So that is a tick for those players. You know, if you're miles out of form, then it becomes quite difficult to justify taking a player. And Gareth Southgate has said this in the past, but of course, you know, when it suits him, he veers away from it. You know, I need my players to be playing in their first team, for example. I need my players to be playing well for their club, and if they're not, then they don't get picked for England. But you know, when the time is right, of course, Southgate will veer away from that. But for me, Sterling will go. There was a question mark about Sterling going into the last European Championships with his form at club and international level. And I thought he was exceptional with England getting to the final.
Isn't that trickier for someone like Jadon Sancho, whose form you wouldn't say fantastic? He's not poor. I think solid, maybe it's the right word to describe Jadon Sancho at the moment. But he's never really been Southgate's player, let's put it that way. The recent Euros, never really done so much. He was barely getting any minutes for England. Where does that leave Jadon Sancho for this World Cup, Gary? I
think that's one that's in the balance, for sure. You know, Sancho hasn't established himself under Southgate with England. And because of that, you know, Southgate can't pick him on the loyalty basis, particularly. I think Sancho's been generally underwhelming for Manchester United. He hasn't, with all the talent that he's got, with his pace and his trickery and his ability, for me, he hasn't delivered consistently, and he didn't play today. So, you know, Southgate's going, well, hang on a second, I've come to see as many of my England players as I possibly can, and he's not out there today.
Why do you think he has been underwhelming, Matt? Because today, Anthony Elanga picked over Jadon Sancho. Yeah. That sends a bit of a message.
Yeah, I think with him, it's, you know, he's got the ability. You know, we were talking about Ben Rama, you can see the ability. It's just, he looks a bit, he's playing the safe ball. You know, he has the ball, turns around, passes it back, plays that, goes wide. The other day, he went to turn back and pass it, and then he decided, no, I'm going to have another go. Turn around, took the full-back on and played it, and Man U scored off the back of it. And you think, that's it. It's just doing the things that you know you can do well and just repeating that. You take players on. That's what people come to watch, the exciting players. Get fans off their seats. You're excited, get the ball right. What's he going to do? Not turn back and play safe. I think at the moment his confidence is low. for whatever reason, and you just need to just keep doing the things that you know you're good at. Take players on, get people excited, have shots on goal, try and set people up. That's what he's just missing, that little bit at the moment.
It just seems like there's always a sort of a scenario for Jadon Sancho not to perform at his best. Last season, okay, so he was brought in to be a right winger. Can't play on the right wing because he doesn't have... Wan-Bissaka was playing as the right back. Wasn't an overlapping fullback that he tends to like to play with. This season, the other bit of it is that, okay, he's playing with a midfield who isn't good at playing that one-touch football that he likes, for him to make those passes. It's almost like there's never a perfect circumstance for Jadon Sancho to flourish, if you get what I mean.
Yeah, look, I understand. I mean, Darlow now, he would be perfect, wouldn't he? But you've got Anthony, you know, who's been playing really well. So it's difficult, but you're a top player, you're at a top club. You get an opportunity, you've got to take it. It doesn't matter about formations, it doesn't matter about tactics. You've got to go and deliver on your side of things. And if you're delivering, if you're getting it wide and putting a cross in, and then there's no centre forward in there that's coming on the end of it, you know, you have a go at them. You've done your job in the sense that you put the cross in. You've got to make sure that you're doing what you can do. It doesn't matter about shape or formations or anything.
Yeah, I think if I'm a defender up against Sancho, I'm wary, because I know he's got ability, I know he's got tricks, I know he's got great pace, and actually if he applies himself, I'm in for a tough afternoon. And the one thing I want him to do is actually check and play it inside, because I've now not got to deal with him. And I just think that's the one thing that I've seen Sancho do too often. Pass the responsibility to a teammate, whereas if he's in great form, is in real confident mood, he would go for the defender more often. And I'd like to see him do that, and I'm baffled as to why he doesn't.